Alright, my name is Schuster and I'm back with another pickup. This one is from Mercari. I picked up these Cherry 13s for $30. And they're pretty beat, but they're not in terrible shape. They smell like cigarette. And they're extremely dirty. And I just pulled them out of the box, so this is how they came. There's the laces there, they're dirty too. Here's the other shoe. And they got a strong smell coming off of them, cigarette strong. It's kind of hard to make this video, so I'm gonna try to make it quick so I can start washing these. There you can see the suede, a little bit of separation. I don't even know what year these are from, so I'll check that later. Right now I just wanted to show how they came so I can start washing them. I don't think that's the original insole. Yeah, so all this is gonna be washed. Look how dirty it is. So again, it's not a problem. And this is what I do with them. Buy them cheap and fix them up and put them in a personal collection. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be working on. What year are these? (2010). Yep, 2010. So it's a 19-year-old shoe. No, 9-year-old. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on these, and I'll be back after I finish washing them and cleaning them up. Before I start painting, I want to see I want to show how they come out, how much dirt I can get off of these. So let me go ahead and get started. Alright, so here's the Cherry 12s after I washed them maybe 3 or 4 times already. And the shoe's pretty much clean except for the smell is still there a little bit. And the sock liner here is still gray. It's not completely white yet. I put some dryer sheets in there just to help with the smell. There's still a little bit. It's still kind of strong here in the outsoles. So what I'm going to be doing is throwing these in a washer. And hopefully the smell will be gone and we'll get rid of that smell, and then I can move on to restoring these. But before I do that, I went ahead and fixed the shape. See, it's not as bad as the creasing. The creasing is not as bad as it was here. I straightened the shoe out, straightened out the tongue a little bit. It's not leaning to the side no more. And the only thing I'm worried about is sole separation. I don't want to separate any of part of that, because when you glue it back, it's going to leave a line of glue there. And I really didn't want that. And like with most 13s, there's always separation in the toe. This one has it pretty bad there and there. But that's pretty much the only separation is just right there in the toe box. And the other shoe is, I think it's got the same thing. Yeah, it's just got toe box side there, which is pretty normal on these shoes. The 13s always have the separation in those areas. Here's the other shoe. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna throw these in the washer, let them dry for a couple of days, and then I'm gonna re-dye the red here. And I've seen some videos where people say to put baby oil on it and wrap it in a bag and put it up for overnight. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you do that, they're gonna look like this, only darker, like a burgundy maroon color. It won't be red anymore. And the reason I know that is because I did it on some Bred 13s and it stayed permanently like a maroon burgundy color. It didn't turn red again. So just keep that in mind. You might not want to do that, because I'm not going to do that to these. What I'm going to do is dye them. I have some red dye, but I think I'm going to order the ox blood color which is a deeper red, and hopefully that'll work on these, because they still have kind of a burgundy look to it. And that's only because I washed them and I wrapped them in plastic bags just to keep the moisture in there, because the suede is soft again. But it's not the right color, so I'm going to be doing that. And before I wash them, I'm going to redo the toe box. I'm going to re-glue it, so that way when I throw them in the washer, it won't come apart. So hopefully they hold together, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll see how they come out after the wash, so I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so with these I was taking a look at them and I decided to fix the separation on them. There was a little bit more than I would like before I stick them in the washing machine. Because after looking at the amount of separation, the whole sole might have came off. So I'm letting the glue dry on this one. On this side, I finished this side already. You can see there's no gap in it anymore. Try and get a focus shot on it. Yeah, so I did the same thing. I put the marker where the rubber band here to apply pressure. I let the glue sit for a little bit and then I pressed them together and it held. You can see how good it sticks to the leather now, as there's no gap there. Same thing with this one. This is the one that has the damage on the leather, so after they come out of the washer, I'm gonna use a leather filler to fix the holes and scratches on here. I'm gonna sand down some of the leather here and then do the acetone and the paint. So I'm gonna go stick them in the washer now. Well, not right now. I'm gonna wait at least a day or two to let the glue dry fully dry. And then I'll stick them in the machine and we'll be back when they're out of the machine. Alright, we're back and these things are fresh out of the washing machine. They smell good, they look good, the leather's nice and soft again. So all I gotta do now is let these things dry a couple of days. Maybe a day or two, and then I can start working on them. And what I'm gonna be doing is fixing the heel drag here. And I think I might be the only restorer on YouTube that does this. I'm gonna be adding rubber to the heel drag here, making it even. And then I'm gonna dye the suede, because the suede is like a real light red, almost pink in color. So I got some red dye. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. Of course, I'm gonna be redoing the paint, acetoning all this down and repainting the white, especially here, and the threading here's got bleeding from the suede. You can see it's like reddish color in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. Yeah, it's focusing now. You can see it. Overall, the leather is still pretty good. I'll be acetoning this whole tongue down and repainting. You can see it's pretty stained. And down in this area down here, if you can see that it's got a hole in the leather with some rips and scuffs and scrapes right there. Pretty deep scratches. I'm gonna go ahead and I ordered a leather repair kit. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna fill in all this leather, ripped leather here, all the way down into here. I'm gonna put some leather filler inside of here and fill up these little gaps, and use some 1200 grit sandpaper, sand down these scratches, then do the repainting. And I don't know if you can see, but the glue held up in the washer. It didn't come apart. So that's what I was hoping for. Everything stayed together, which is hard to do on these older shoes. The other shoe as well, everything held together, no separation. This one's gonna be pretty easy. Just gotta sand it down and paint it. Right here I got a little bit of gap filling here, so I'll go ahead and take care of that. And like I said, I just need to repaint these. The inside still got a pretty good amount of staining, but that's as clean as it's gonna get. At least all the smells are gone, and the leather, the sock liner is back to, well, it's not yellow or gray anymore. Pretty much back to white. Insoles look good. They don't smell anymore. And I'll check if I see if I have an extra pair, but these are still in good shape. They're not worn down or anything. So I might just keep these in there. Laces look good. And I think on one of these, the lace tips is broken. Like this. Well, this one's not as broken as the other one that I've seen, but I'm gonna add metal lace tips to these, just to do a little bit of custom on them. I got some chrome tips I'm gonna put on here. Maybe bronze, I don't know. I gotta see what I have. I got a bag full of those tips. I'll see what I have to put on there. But yeah, anyway, it's just an update, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting to work. I'm gonna start by doing, after they dry, I'm gonna do the suede re-dye. So that's gonna be the next part after I'm done. After I'm done doing the suede dye, I'll be back with it. You can see right now they're still wet, so it looks like a burgundy color. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and re-dye these, and I'll be back with another update. Alright, so I just went ahead and dyed the suede on these, and you can see how much redder it looks compared to this one hasn't been done yet. I just did this one right now, and that's one coat. So I'm gonna let this dry for a couple hours, and then I'll come back and do another coat. I may do 2 or 3 coats, I'm not sure yet, depending on how it looks when it dries. But you can already see the difference in it, it's a lot darker. And here's the dye I used right here, the Angelus Red. I was gonna use the Ox Blood, but I think it might have been too red, so it might have came out like a burgundy color almost. So this red is pretty good. It went ahead and brought that suede back. Here's how it looks from the back. And you can see how some of it got on the side here, but I'm gonna clean that up later. I'll go over it with the white paint, do some cleanup work on there. That's no problem to get that off. Here's the inside of the shoe. It looks nice. Back to the red it's supposed to be. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna let it dry. Maybe 1 or 2 hours, let it dry. And then hit it with another coat. Let it dry another 2 hours after that. And depending on how it looks, I'll do another coat or leave it as is. So that's another update here. So I guess the next update is gonna be the painting of the uppers and doing the repair on that right there. That'll probably be next. So we'll see you in a minute. Alright, so here's an update on where I'm at. I went ahead and used the red on the suede here and re-dyed it. But as looking at it, it has like a pinkish tint to it. So I went ahead and ordered the Ox Blood. It's already here. So here it is. This is a much deeper red. So this will bring out the color that I want for these. And I went ahead and took care of the heel drag. You can see it there. I added a couple layers of rubber to it, so they'll last a lot longer. So what I'm gonna do is wait 24 hours for this stuff to dry up, so I can get to sanding it down and then painting it. Or I'll probably dye it black, I don't know yet. I think I got some black dye, so I'm gonna try that first. If it doesn't work, then I'll just paint it. And before anybody asks what did I use and how did I do that, I already have a video covering that. It's on the Jordan 13 Bread Lows. I'll try and link it down below if I can find it. I think it's still up. So if it's not linked down below, let me know and I'll put it there. Here's the other shoe. And they came out pretty nice. You can see on this one, I already got rid of the scuffing and the cracking that was there. It's got all new paint on it, so I'll get more into detail with that in a little while. Here's the other shoe, already added the extra rubber to it. So this is a problem area on all 13s. I don't know why. Even when I'm walking, I get heel drag here. But they'll last a lot longer with this extra layers of rubber there. And like I said, I'm gonna paint this. Well, I'm gonna sand it down first to clean up all this excess here. With an X-Acto knife, you could just cut it there and peel it off. It peels right off. It's just rubber. And then I'll repaint that. So what I'm gonna do now is let 24 hours go by before I do that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna dye this red with the ox blood dye, and we'll see how that comes out. So I'll be back with the final product. Alright, so we went ahead and used the ox blood, but it turned out to be a mistake. It didn't come out as red as this. It came out like a dark burgundy color. And I'm gonna have to fix it. So what I started doing is bleaching the suede. And I think I might be the first person on YouTube to do this, because I'll take a risk if I make a mistake, because I'm using my own personal shoes. So here's what it looks like now. And it was dark burgundy, like that color up there towards the edge. And it looked real ugly. It didn't look red at all. It looked almost purple. So I did three sessions of bleach. And what it does is it eats up the dye. Because these didn't look nothing like this. These are way lighter than what they were. They were dark burgundy. Almost, you can see a little bit of it there, especially here up in the edges there. So what I'm gonna do is just stick with the regular red dye. And I think I'm gonna do one more bleaching session on this just to get all of that burgundy out of there. Yeah, I'm showing you can put bleach on your suede. It won't destroy it or anything. It just takes out the dye. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna go ahead and bleach this one more time, and then I'll start dyeing them red. And hopefully they'll look like this again. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Alright, we're back with the finished shoe. So we're back in business. I went ahead and saved the leather. I saved the suede. Look at that. It's nice, back to the red color it should be. It's not dark purple or maroon or burgundy. It's back to the red it should be. It matches the other shoe. Look at that. Try and get both shoes in the shot. So everything's been completed. Like I showed you before, the leather's been repaired on these. New paint applied to the entire upper, along with the matte finish. I wiped it down with an old cloth. Added the metal tips to the laces. Redid the tongue, all the paint here. Repainted the whole upper on the inside. The suede's been dyed on these two. Repaired the heel drag. Is no longer worn down. You can see where the new rubber was added. Painted over it. So it's good to go. There's no more worries there about the heel drag. Same thing on this one. We did all the paint. Toe caps are completely redone. Suede's been re-dyed. And I only needed one coat after I lightened it up with the bleach. I just did one coat and it took care of the color. It got it right back to where it should have been. So everything looks good on them. These are ready to go. Well, not ready to go because I'm gonna keep these for the personal collection. Because I didn't have a pair of these, so I'm keeping these for myself. Here's the heel drag on this one, completely fixed. So that's gonna wrap up the restoration on these. So I'll head up eBay and various other sites to see what other beaters I can find to bring back to life. And I got a couple surprises on the way too that I picked up, but that's for another video. As for now, I'm wrapping it up. I'm gonna take a little break, and then we'll be back with another video as soon as I can.